I think it's a very important part of the photographic history in Europe, the commissioning of photographers to reflect on the landscape. It's often a part of the photographic history that is forgotten, but I think it's very important. Photography is being used to reflect upon the landscape, to reflect upon changes. Photographers are invited to work on the land or in the cities and come back with material that helps people to think about what's going on in their environment, how it is changing, and or how it has changed, and perhaps also to discuss what the future will be, where they want to live, in what kind of landscape they want to live, how the landscape is changing or how they want it to change. I think the work of photographers is very useful in this context. By choosing 8 different projects, I hope to explain a little bit about the diversity of all the methods and the artistic visions that have been used in Europe by many photographers since 1984. Well, yes, I mean, these projects are all, there are now very nice pictures on the wall, but they are all used in different ways, not only exhibitions, but also in workshops and in schools and in conferences and in debates. And the idea of all these projects was to open the discussion that is usually done by specialists, you know, by urban planners, by architects, by politicians, by policy makers, by landscape architects, all these people that decide about how our environment changes, how it looks like, what should be done, what should be changed, how it should be designed. And all these projects, you know, more or less have the idea of, well, let's include the people who live there, let's include the people who use the landscape or the city, who live there, who work there, who have certain ideas about that, and that who also relate to it in the sense that it's a part of their identity. You see many different ways that photographers, of course, have worked, because there are differences between individual photographers. A good example is always Datar, which is the first project that started in France in 1984. It was a national project, so it was about the whole country. And the special thing about Datar was that it was on one side a documentary project, asking people to document the landscape, but also to express their artistic visions. And this combination of documentary and artistic vision is something that you see in all projects, but sometimes it's more documentary and sometimes it's more open for interpretation or to make impressionistic images. I think this is a unique experience for any visitor, because it's really not only the first time that it's being seen in Spain, being exhibited in Spain, but I think in the whole of Europe these kind of projects have more or less disappeared, or they are kept in the archives, etc., etc.